Theme song for a little while. Welcome to the Brink and Sanity. Episode 34. I'm your host, Jay, and we got Jason in the house today. Can you hear everything?
Yes.
We're all set?
All set.
How's it going, man?
Excellent.
Cool. Glad to have you. That was our new theme song, premiered last week.
Very funky.
Yeah, it was from a quality film you might have seen. From the 70s, called Cramming for College.
That didn't sound 70s at all.
Is a 70s porno.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So
nice.
Yeah. So we got a huge show planned. We planned so much. We've been writing out the script for minutes.
About 15 seconds.
Yeah. While that intro song was playing, we wrote out the show. So it's going to be awesome. Stay tuned for that. But no, it's good you came out.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Anytime. Can I say all the way from Ohio, or does that even apply anymore?
I think it still applies because that's where all my stuff is.
I have no idea what's going on with you. You moved to Ohio like 2 months ago. I've invited you out 3 times, and you've shown up all 3 times.
I tried to call once.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, all the stuff's in Ohio. It's I don't have an apartment or a job, so it's kind of hard to move here.
You just can't get away from New York, though. It's too awesome.
It's seducing.
Yeah.
I describe New York like a really bad girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
She treats me terrible, but I can't say no.
Mm-hmm. Are the subways as vile and smelly?
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. Subways are pretty disgusting.
Worse than New York's?
Oh, there are no subways in Ohio. I thought you were talking about the New York.
Oh, no. Obviously, the New York ones are ridiculous.
Public transportation doesn't really exist in Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
Have you ever been there?
No, I haven't.
They have a bus that comes every 60 or so minutes.
Oh, that's fun. They're not in as big of a rush there, I guess.
Right.
Or anywhere on the planet. I saw some crazy shit on the subway. Well, actually, every day. Every single day. But last week, it was especially crazy. It was...
like what?
Well, it was like one of those where there was multiple things going on at once, so you don't want to know what to pay attention to. I got on the subway, and I saw 4 people, like, half jogging in the opposite direction of me, and you know you're in for it when that's happening. Like, you don't see it yet, but everyone's running in the other direction, so you're like, fuck.
That's never a good sign.
Never a good sign. It was an old bum, and it was just the smell. It was so bad, I was, like, gagging. It was that bad. So I had to wait for, like, the subway to stop at the stop and run to the next car and jump in on the next car.
You did the change the car move.
Yeah. Did I talk about this last week? I hope not. If I did, it was a short story anyway, so fuck it. Then there was the usual people arguing during rush hour because everyone's cranky, and some guy tried to run in as the doors were closing, and some guy actually elbowed him and tried to, like, keep him out of the subway, not realizing that the guy was about 1.5 feet and 100 pounds bigger than him. And so he got an earful, like, for the next 3 stops.
I can imagine him getting caught and dragged along the side of the subway.
Yeah. Like, what was that movie, the black and white movie, Sin City?
Oh, yeah.
He drives out of the car with his face on the street. That was a memorable scene.
Well, the one time that the subway really did a number on me was I was going to work really early in the morning, and all of a sudden this really old, like we're talking 80s-year-old man came up to me, and I was just minding my own business, listening to my music, just trying to get to work, and the guy just starts screaming at me, clearly unstable. And this is you know how it is when the entire subway car is looking at you.
Mm-hmm. What was he yelling at you? Were you doing anything?
He was yelling in a different language.
Oh, that's always fun.
Some obscure language.
You didn't bump into him, or
I think I might have not looked at him the right way.
Ah, all right. Well, that I guess justifies screaming.
Oh yeah, of course. If you're completely, utterly insane.
David Cross said it the best. Whenever you're on the New York subway, you're always torn between looking at the craziest person you've ever seen or the hottest girl you've ever seen. It's so true, too.
I'm just waiting for the day when they both happen at the same time.
They always happen at the same time for me. I never know what to do. Rush hour around Union Square, forget it. It's like, I usually look at the crazy person because there's always a hot girl on the subway, so, you know, the crazy people are, you know, they're always different, so you got to pay attention when they're there. I saw one guy, it was on a bus, and he was totally wasted, and the bus stopped at a stop sign, and the guy fell. He was standing in the aisle, and he fell flat on his face, and he got like a bloody lip, and he started cursing at the driver for stopping too fast, even though like there was plenty of open seats, and he wanted to stand up, and it was like, so now you got like a bloody drunk guy like screaming at the poor bus driver.
I feel like you should have hung on a little harder.
I know. I stayed on the bus an extra 3 stops just to see what would happen.
You pushed him, didn't you, McKenna?
Well, you know, I was bored. I was bored and drunk, and that's what happened. Simultaneous drinks. That's always good radio. So what else we got going on today? It's actually been a pretty big week. We should get our notes out. Pretty big week in the planet, right? Uh-huh. I saw a documentary last week.
Oh, what was it about?
It was called Deliverance.
Isn't that a movie about being violated in West Virginia?
Yeah, but, you know, it still holds true in the South, so I call it a documentary. It's been 30 years since the movie was made, and not much has really changed, so it's now a documentary. Mustacheless Burt Reynolds, too, which is a rare sighting.
Such a manly man.
Yeah.
Well, what was the documentary about?
It was about getting raped in
it really
backwoods South. Yeah.
Are you kidding?
No. These guys go canoeing in the deep South, and they end up getting raped, and that was pretty much the movie. That was pretty much the entire movie. So
the lesson is go backpacking in West Virginia whenever you can.
That or, you know, stay north of the Mason-Dixon line. One of those two. I always get those two mixed up.
When I was a Boy Scout, they didn't tell us to bring mace. Maybe they should start doing that.
Yeah. For that and the Scout leaders. I heard they get a little frisky sometimes, too. What is it about being surrounded by boys that makes you want to get a little touchy-feely? It's like the chicken or the egg. Do they take the job because they like touching boys, or are they surrounded by boys all day, so then they become attractive?
That's an excellent existential question.
Because that's how I got my yellow fever. I work with nothing but Asian women, and then, you know, a year later, that was never my thing, and then I just caught the yellow fever, and that was it.
Once you're exposed to it, you can't deny it.
Right. I hope it's not that way with little boys, but I don't know. It seems to be the trend going on these days.
I have a new thing called fashion district fever.
Mm-hmm.
My most recent job was in the fashion district. Whenever I went out for you know.
So you're into gay guys now?
Who told you? But it's more like you know, 6'4" beautiful models walking around. I don't mind.
Yeah,
it's not so bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind dating a giant.
My dad would be so proud.
My son has finally come into his own.
He can date a 7-foot person.
Where is the fashion district? I don't even know.
I don't really know where the lines in any of the neighborhoods are, but I was in right by K-Town on 31st Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that also fits into my little thing. So.
Oh, yeah. It's a double whammy for you.
Yeah.
You should change jobs.
I got to stand on the border. I got to get a job on the border of that place. K-Town is Koreatown for those people who don't know, which is probably everyone. In Manhattan, like the entire place is like 2 miles, and every 4 blocks is a different district or area. So,
and people argue about where the borders are.
Yeah. It's like a 1 block difference, but there's heated arguments. Well, like me, I live on the border of Bedford and Bushwick, and I'll, you know, argue that I'm in Bedford because.
But you don't want to be in Bushwick.
Bushwick's scary town.
Scary town?
Yes, Bushwick's scary town.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. It's like the Harlem of Brooklyn.
I might have been there.
Yeah?
Yeah, when I tried to go to your birthday party, I remember you were talking about your birthday party on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, that's the reason why I wasn't there for the surprise.
Uh-huh.
Jay had a surprise birthday party a couple weeks ago.
Thanks again to my sister who organized all that. It's very cool.
I tried to find your place. I got it at Graham instead of Grant. Different words. I wasn't paying attention.
Well, when they say it on the subway, it sounds exactly the same.
Yeah.
Everyone does that.
It took like a 45-minute sabbatical.
Fun.
I probably went to Bushwick.
Well, was everything a little darker?
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of people around.
Yeah, it gets scary quick. I'm on the border of like the end of the world. It's nothing but like empty warehouses past me. Like I live in a really nice apartment, but like 1 block past that is just empty warehouses for like as far as the eye can see. It's
I might squat in one of those empty warehouses.
Might as well. I mean, got to get out of Ohio. So
You got to do it somewhere.
What is there to do in Ohio? I picture a lot of wheat fields.
You have to have friends there. Mm-hmm. Columbus isn't a small town. It's like a million and a half people.
Mm-hmm.
The university, OSU, Ohio State University, you can't get them confused, is in Columbus. And there's a big college scene, like a lot of good music, a lot of good bars.
All right. Well, that's pretty cool. I don't know. I met a lot of people from Ohio my freshman year of college, and they were all completely obnoxious. Every time somebody was allowed to ask, I'd ask where they were from. It was always Ohio.
You're like, yeah, you're from Ohio, aren't you?
Yeah. Lots of good college teams, no good professional sports. I don't get how that works.
You don't like the Bengals? That's not even Columbus.
No, but it's Ohio, and like all the Ohio college teams are awesome, and Bengals stink.
They're charging so. I hear that you have to drop a lot of money to get like a home OSU game in Columbus in the stadium.
Yeah, well, everyone probably goes to the college games because they can't buy a real team. I'm not a big college sports fan. I don't know. It's like a slower, sloppier version of professional sports.
Yes. You have to try harder.
It's like watching women's basketball, which was on yesterday, and there was some napper-headed hose. Oh, we're off the air. Sorry.
Off the air.
Can't say that.
Off the air.
Can't say it.
We're back on in 6 months.
Yeah. And he's almost off again, though.
Really?
Yeah. You didn't hear about the second conspiracy?
No. Wait, who are we talking about, first of all? What's his name?
Don Imus.
Imus, right.
Yeah, you didn't hear about that? He was back on, and then I think it was Pac-Man Jones got in trouble. And, he's already been in trouble like 6 times. And so he goes, hey, Pac-Man Jones got in trouble again. What color is he? And the guy said, he's black. And he goes, well, there you go.
That's really fucked up. That's really fucked up.
No, but then he goes, there you go, now I know. Like, he didn't know what color he was, so when the guy said black, he goes, there you go, now I know. But, like, they cut it off at there you go. And, like, said, oh, there he goes again. He's wacky Don Imus.
That Imus.
He's so wacky. But, I don't know. I think everyone needs to just stop complaining. I really do. So, I don't know. I've turned on Homeboys from Outer Space, and they made fun of white people. I didn't get mad. That was a real show, by the way.
What is it called?
Homeboys from Outer Space.
Homeboys from Outer Space.
Yep.
What was the show like?
It was on UPN 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. It was pretty much every other black sitcom but in space. Because they got the sassy black woman, oh, no, you didn't. And then they got the black guy who goes, damn! And then they got, like, the crazy neighbors. And,
but it was in space. It's like Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, only good and with a plot. And funny. Even though Battlestar is not a comedy, it was still funnier. But, yeah. It was, I give him credit just for having an awesome name like that, though. It's one of the funnier names of a sitcom I've heard.
Seriously.
I think it was probably like the 19th Wayans brother. That was probably his show.
19? I thought they had 22.
Well, the other 3 are still waiting for their TV show. I think it's a rule on TV. All Wayans brothers must have at least one TV show. It was between Sisters and Sister. It was a splendid lineup. It was TV brilliance.
It sounds like it.
All right, I'm not going to keep going down that road, or else we really will be off the air. Bite my tongue on that one. We have shirts in the store now. So if figured I'd mention that in the middle. So, because everyone probably turns off the show within the last 5 minutes when I panhandle. So, BrinkOfSanityShow.com. There is a store section. There's awesome.
Very cool design, by the way.
Thank you. Listener, Elitist Havoc. He made those designs. So we got that going on. And iTunes. Subscribe on iTunes because that helps. Because once you get to a certain point, they actually feature you, and then you get a lot of listeners. So the more subscribers you have, that's how they figure that out.
Makes sense.
Yep. And my friend Ben has a new show on. It's called Live and Local with HNB. It's on from 8 to 9 on Tuesdays on HereNewBrunswick.com. So he's going to have local artists and interview them and have live music and all that stuff. And it's a live stream, so you can catch that. And it's also recorded after that, so you can hear it later on.
Very cool.
And he's going to change the name to the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla. I don't know when that name change is going on, but it'll be the same show. So listen to that and enjoy.
Are you going to be a guest?
Maybe. We'll see. Depends if he plugs my show or not. If he doesn't, then we'll just have a battle.
It might be two radio gods going at each other.
Yeah. Two shows with 10 listeners going at it. See who is the 10 listener supreme. I'm going to run out of rum way before the show's over, and that might be a problem.
That's a shame.
Mm-hmm. What's your drink of choice? Not just today, but,
I'm a big Jack Daniels fan.
Mm-hmm.
And there's actually a debate among my friends about whether Jack Daniels is as good as regular generic whiskey. And of course the answer is no. In my opinion.
Like just like Joe's whiskey or like a different brand?
Well, they have like Evan Williams, which is the plastic bottle equivalent of Jack Daniels. I'm a big fan.
And you think that's better than Jack?
No, I think it's much worse. But my friends buy it because it's cheaper.
Oh yeah. No.
I feel like you have to be a Jack Daniels connoisseur. Is that an oxymoron?
No. Like when you order a regular whiskey and Coke at a bar, they give you gasoline. You got to ask for Jack, or you get gasoline and Coke. But the same goes for rum and vodka too. Because I made the mistake of ordering just a rum and Coke, and you get gasoline and Coke, and it's not good at all. Plus, it's also a hangover in a cup.
Is it? As long as it's super unleaded in Coke, then it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta get premium.
Well, what's your opinion on the Jack Daniels situation?
No, you gotta get. If not Jack, you gotta get at least some sort of a name brand, or else it really is just a dirty hangover. And,
waiting to happen.
Yeah, you could just taste. That's what it tastes like, a hangover when it's going in. So you know it's not going to be any better going out.
It's like an alarm.
Yeah, exactly. It's like caution. This tastes like shit, and that's the way you're going to feel tomorrow.
Well, what do you feel about SoCo and limes? And it's a very important question to me because I learned this drink in Atlanta when I lived there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And now when I come to New York, people are like, SoCo lime is such a girly drink.
I don't think SoCo's a girly drink. You're asking the wrong person because SoCo is my like kryptonite. Everyone's got that one liquor that just makes them barf on command. My roommate, the Doc, his is tequila. He can have like 10 drinks in a night and be fine, or he can have like one rum and Coke and like a dot of tequila and he throws up. I'm the same way with SoCo. I think I'm 0 for 4 with SoCo. So I'm really not the right person to ask you about that.
So I'm going to buy that for you next time you're out.
Yeah, I'll not drink it. Even the smell of it, I'm just like, no, not going to happen. You have any vice drinks like that?
I think that Jägermeister is evil. Not that I don't like it, because I do. And not that I don't drink it, because I do. I just think really bad things happen.
Okay.
Maybe I should be adverse to bad things happening.
Do you have like a story for that, or one that you'd...
Let me think.
Not like to disclose? Or...
Well, a buddy of mine,
he
was dating a stripper in Missouri. And after a bottle of Jack Daniels, the stripper had stolen his car and left him. And also stole his wallet.
Really?
Yes. That was not me. It was a friend.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Wait, I said allegedly at the wrong spot.
I mean, you can blame the liquor, or you can blame the stripper. I prefer to blame the liquor.
Well, I mean, the combo of the two is where your friend went wrong. I mean, you know, I guess you could have one or the other, but that's just that's just asking for it. So that was a Jaeger bender that night.
Yeah, among other things.
I like Surfer on Acid shots.
What is that?
It's Jaeger and pineapple juice, and it's delicious. Yeah, yeah, it's a very good shot. I knew it was pineapple juice and something. I didn't realize it was Jaeger until a couple months ago. On my birthday, my friends bought me a bunch of shots of that, and I saw them pouring it. It was Jaeger in there. Yeah, very, very tasty.
I'm going to have to try it.
Yeah, that's. I think that's my favorite shot, actually.
Well, I'll have to have friends around me to make sure that the evil doesn't happen.
Right, exactly. Keep everyone in check. We should just swap evil drinks and then try and keep each other in check. It'd be like a reality show.
That's a great idea. Let's bring a camera along.
Yeah, no, I got a camera. We'll film it, and it'll be like it'll be like a reality show. The last person to go crazy wins. Yeah, we'll have to like put in like cash or something, like put in a big pot. I think
it's on.
Yeah, I think we got some video content for the show now. That's what I want to do. I want to make some videos and have like a video section. I thought of it just now, but I think it sounds like a good idea.
Time to make notes.
Yeah, 'cause, you know, I was doing those YouTube videos, but I haven't made any in a while. Now I'm getting the itch to, do something corny like that. So if anybody has any requests or suggestions, anything they want to see us film or...
We're adding shots to the shot-a-thon.
Mm-hmm. Shots.
Your favorite recommended evil drink?
Yeah. I mean, I can pretty much do anything that doesn't have SoCo in it. I can mix liquors. I don't care. Although I don't know how that 40 episode went. A couple episodes ago, Alex and I drank 40s and made a really drunk episode. And I didn't even know what we talked about. So for the show notes, I just put I drank 2 40s and don't remember what happened. Enjoy. So I don't know what happened.
You haven't listened to it, obviously.
I'm scared. I'm really scared. I don't know what could happen in that episode. Alex usually listens to the show too, and he wouldn't listen to that one either. So. Bad. It was probably ridiculous.
So if you're listening, what week was it?
It was episode 30. I think it's called episode slur. Because I had listened to 3 seconds of it, and I was just slurring so bad it wasn't even making sense. All right. Glad I put that one up on the internet. But I guess if I didn't embarrass myself once in a while, it wouldn't be,
right.
It wouldn't be as entertaining for the listeners.
Right.
We'll go with that. What else we got today? I don't know what the fuck else we got. I had a really bad week, actually.
Why?
I feel like it's already Friday and it's only Wednesday. This is, just women drama. I have a theory that there are only 4 kinds of problems in this world.
Okay. Only
caused by 4 different things. 1 is money. 2 is religion. 3 is women. And, maybe there's only 3.
Work? Or does work fall into money?
Work falls into money. I had a 4th. I wrote out this list of 4 at work, and this is my new thing. I write out a list of stuff for the show, and then I forget it at work, which is what I did last week, which is why I forgot to talk about Ben's show last week. And now I wrote out the 4 things, and...
well, which of these 3 items is the problem this week, or a combination thereof?
I would say money and women. Yeah, there was... I don't know. It wasn't even anything.
Did the hooker you buy didn't treat you right?
She promised things, and, she just wasn't up for it once push came to shove. No pun intended. No, but it was just, stupid drama that shouldn't have happened. My girlfriend and my sister had a little thing, and, if it was, guys, it would have been all right, fuck you, bro. And then, an hour later, we would have been playing video games.
Nobody would care.
And now a week later, and, the battle's still going on, and, I'm losing sleep, and, I don't need this shit. I'm sitting there minding my own business, and, I got hysterical women calling me. And, it's like, what did I do,
Well, female relationships are very complicated, I've noticed, because I don't understand them because I'm a dude. And then you add the girlfriend factor and add the sister factor.
Yeah, they're just a different breed. They're nothing like guys. I mean, it's just a totally different frequency, and I don't think we'll ever women. We're never going to be able to comprehend you. So I think you should just accept that. Don't get mad at us because we don't get it, because we're just not going to get it, because it's just impossible. You get upset about shit that we don't even notice. You're pissed off at us, and we think we just got up and went to the bathroom and took a piss. But something happened during that 4-step walk that pissed you off, and now we got to hear about it for 3 hours. And, we just don't get it, Am I right here? Or,
no, I completely agree.
I feel like I've been in trouble every other week for the last 3 months.
There's a subtone to everything that it's really hard to tune into if you have, a Y chromosome.
Right. It's just these subtleties that, we think everything is just normal. We go about our daily day, and it's normal, and then by the end of the day, we're in trouble. And it's nothing went differently from the day before, but obviously something catastrophic has happened in that time. And, I just don't get it. I'm just used to being in trouble now. I'm every other week, I'm I'm in trouble today? Okay, all right.
Not surprised, Jay.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
All right, maybe I'm not the best example, but, I bet other people are in trouble on a regular basis.
Yeah, I am too.
And, it's not even intentional. That's the thing. That's where it gets frustrating. You're I just went to work and came home. I shouldn't be in trouble.
Well, it kind of makes you second guess, regular activities.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I need to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
But if I go and go to the bathroom right now, what is she going to think of it?
Right. Should I say, I'll miss you, honey, before I go to the bathroom? Or,
You should give her a card.
I like your hair. Yeah, give her a card. Your hair looks phenomenal today. I'm going to go take a piss. I don't know. I just don't get it. I think I don't want to be one of those weenie guys. It's all mushy, and every 5 seconds they're making out, and I love you too. Giving Eskimo kisses. That's realistic,
and,
I feel like those people are overcompensating. On the other hand,
we're trying to avoid getting yelled at.
Right, but I don't want to lose dignity just to not get yelled at, because that's not worth it either. There's got to be a happy medium. I don't know, acting like a normal human being. That's just my opinion. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Send in an email or a voicemail. There's a, I haven't read the voicemail in 17 weeks. Yeah, that would be awesome. So, that's all right. The voicemail is 641-715-3900, and then the extension is 95391 pound. 95391 pound. So, leave a voicemail, tell me what you think, tell me stories about you getting in trouble, and why or why not you think you should have been in trouble. Because I feel like I'm always in trouble now, and don't know what I'm doing. Come home from work, play a video game, then I make my call at night, and I did something in between. So, I don't know what that is. And if anybody's been following nobody's following, but the J Job Watch, I got my full-time job finally. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Got hired. Been temping for 3 years at the same company, and they finally hired me this week. So,
temp to perm. Congratulations.
It was a very, very slow temp to perm process, but I finally did it. So I will be actually a real person now.
Job security is nice.
It's nice to take a day off and not lose the $150 you would have made. You know, I could sit in my underwear and earn money, which is awesome. And after 6 months, apparently my 3 years don't count toward the 6 months, which is kind of bullshit. But after 6 months, they have a play Xbox from home. I mean, work from home day, where you can do your quote unquote work. And
Dude, I could do paperwork while playing Rock Band. I really could.
I mean, well, you figure if you work really fast for an hour or two, that's getting enough shit done where you can then play Xbox for the other 6 and still be like, oh, I got this and this and this done. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't know how often you're allowed to do that, but believe me, I'll be looking into that.
Hopefully your bosses aren't listening.
Fuck. I mean, I will be working for 8 straight hours and doing no Xbox until the 8 hours are up.
He'll be loving and worshiping his job until he sleeps.
Right, and then I will be wiping off all the sweat from working so hard, and then I will play Xbox. That's what I meant.
But the Xbox game that has to do with your company.
Mm-hmm. I'm programming, and I programmed a. Fuck it, I'm just gonna play Xbox. This is a lie. This scam is not working. Yeah, but no, I actually got a real job, and I can see a doctor now.
Congratulations.
So, that ankle I destroyed back in February, I can now get a look at.
Health insurance is nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that was when you were playing volleyball.
No, it was basketball. I played volleyball after I destroyed my ankle. I destroyed my ankle during basketball. Yeah. It was fun. Probably the most pain I felt in my entire life.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, my foot went completely sideways. Yeah. It was so bad the ref actually called timeout for me. He was just like, stop. Let this guy hobble off the court.
You didn't break anything?
I don't think so.
You don't think? Oh, you haven't checked yet?
I don't have insurance. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
It's the 10th of the month, and I haven't even paid rent yet. And I could afford thousands of dollars for x-rays and MRIs and shit,
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm going to play doctor. I feel like that if you've been on it for 6 months, and it's still, you can still walk on it, it's probably not broken.
Well, the doc is a doctor, and he thinks that it's either a sprain or a partial tear. And either way, the treatment is the same to stay off of it. Or to limp around at work because you can't stay off of it because who the fuck can stay home from work for 6 weeks, really?
Right.
That's the awesome country we live in, though.
Don't we love it?
I think that we should have, this is my new theory, we should have 2 Americas. We should have a North and South United States. Not 2 Americas, 2 United States. Because we already have 2 Americas. 3, actually, Central America.
So elect a different president for each America?
Yeah. We should have 2 United States. We should have one for the hicks who want to go to war. And one for the normal people who, want health care and don't want to be at war all the time.
I think there's something to be said for the people that, want to base their voting decision on, abortion. Sort of a non-issue.
Right. Or the people who think they should mind themselves and other people's business and say, I don't know you, but you don't have a right to get an abortion.
Right.
Just because I think it's wrong. And, you're gay and I don't like gay people, so you shouldn't get married because that totally affects my life.
Well, a lot of people got really mad whenever they started paying attention to the VP pick, Sarah Palin. They started paying attention to her pregnant daughter.
Who's 17. And 17. She doesn't believe in abortions or birth control.
So do you think it's sexist to bring that up?
No, not at all.
Neither do I.
No, I think she's running for vice president. It's not about sex. It's about her stand on issues. And her stands are fucking crazy. She doesn't believe in evolution.
Doesn't believe in evolution.
I think if you don't believe in evolution, you shouldn't be allowed to run for president because that's just on one hand, you have something copied from something else written thousands of years ago because the Bible was actually copied from other stories, the Dead Sea Scrolls. So it's a copy of a fake story.
Right.
And on the other hand, you have cold, hard facts. So, call me crazy. I think you should go on the side of the cold, hard facts.
Well, it's an interesting question because right now, whoever gets in charge next January is going to have a serious scientific challenge in front of them.
Oh, the Hayden collider? Or
no, that's a different, very cool scientific thing. But I'm talking about global warming.
Yeah.
Because that you have to have a really careful and very, I don't know, what's the right word? A very sophisticated scientific palate to really understand everything that's going on in the climate.
Or you can belong to my religion.
Which is?
I'm a Pastafarian. I belong to the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Have you heard of this before?
No, I haven't.
Well, I'm going to have to enlighten you on the ways of the Pastafarian. We have it all figured out. Pastafarian, by the way, is the only religion that has not shed any blood for their cause. No holy wars, no people killed.
What kind of religion doesn't kill people for their religion?
Only this one. This is a very unique religion. We believe that the flying spaghetti monster created all life on Earth. And we also figured out global warming. The amount of global warming is directly proportionate to the lack of pirates on the planet. So, as you can see, there's a flying spaghetti monster. If anybody wants to know about it, go to Wikipedia and look up flying spaghetti monster. I actually bought the flying spaghetti monster.
It looks like a legitimate religion. You should apply to the federal government. Maybe they'll give you some money for your show.
I bought
proselytize for the flying spaghetti monster.
I bought the gospel actually, and it's got a lot of good points. Instead of 10 commandments, it has 8. I'd rather you didn't. Yeah. In heaven, heaven has a beer volcanoes and a stripper factory, and hell is just like heaven, only the beer's stale and the strippers have VD. So it's pretty good.
That's an incentive for me to be good.
There you go, pirates and global warming. This is scientifically they ran some studies.
There's a graph,
and the decreasing number of pirates is directly proportionate to the average global temperature.
So we need more pirates.
We need more pirates. Yeah,
Spaghetti Monster says so.
Right, and they also they said, well, let's find out who has the holiest communion. So they had a Christian and a Pastafarian fast for 72 hours, and they took all the vital stats. And then they had communion. So the Christians had the little wafer, and the Pastafarians had a big bowl of spaghetti and meatballs. And then they took the vital stats again, and the Pastafarian was much, much healthier. And then...
but that wafer's the body of Jesus.
Apparently not. Apparently not. Apparently it's just a wafer because, they ran all these tests and everything. So then the Christians are like, well, that's not fair because a bowl of spaghetti is 1,200 calories and the wafer is a half a calorie. So they reran the test and they had the Christian eat 1,200 calories worth of wafers, which equals 2,400 wafers. And the Christian threw up. So he was still... more unhealthy than the Pastafarian. So once again, it was proven.
Maybe they should have added some pasta sauce to the wafers. Maybe that would have made it more palatable to the stomach.
maybe. It's so this is all backed by hard science. So maybe Palin should switch your views a little bit. And that was an interesting.
If only the mainstream media would ask about pirates.
They really should. After the show, I'll show you the gospel. It's pretty friggin' hilarious. They also celebrate the holy month of Ramadan, where all you do is eat ramen noodles for a month. And Pastover.
Pastover?
Yeah.
Making me hungry.
Where you sit around the table with your family and you eat pasta and you have the ceremonious passing of the eye patch. And it said, this is the best part. The story of Moses?
Uh-huh.
Well, there was, not Moses. Moses was actually Mosey the pirate, but that's a different story. Noah. All right, so Noah was real, but he was actually a dick. And he would throw all the pointy animals at the pirates, like porcupines and stab rabbits. Stab rabbits are now... Well, they're now extinct because it was too painful to procreate, but they were around back in that day. So the pirates sent over the biggest, most intimidating pirate to tell Noah to knock it off, and Noah pissed himself, and that was actually the big flood that the Christians talk about.
Really?
Yeah, they just changed the story around a little bit to make it a little more appealing.
It sounds believable. I think it's a conspiracy that the Bible left out that the Great Flood was piss.
Yeah. So,
The Pope needs to answer these questions.
If you guys aren't sold by now, email me. I have all the answers. I read the gospel. I've memorized it verse by verse. And, I got all the
I can
answers.
get behind that, Jay.
I think everyone should, because it's a very peaceful religion. And, nobody's been killed over it. And we don't believe in these ridiculous things like, an ark that floated for 40 days. It was really just an asshole pissing his pants. There you go. Anyway, back to Palin. Did you hear that she wanted to get books removed from the library?
Yeah, I've read about that.
She didn't agree with what they said, so she wanted to get them removed.
Well, I think the reports are, just to be accurate, I think that she brought it up in a few meetings, but never specifically asked. But I don't think there's a real difference.
No. She asked an actual librarian and tried to get her fired when the librarian didn't agree with her.
Are you saying that censorship is un-American?
I'm saying she hasn't read the First Amendment. I guess she's not up to that one yet.
Well, we're all very familiar with the GOP and the right wing do not really value the Constitution as much as normal Americans do.
Yeah, they hate you people, so don't vote for them. They hate all of you. Unless you have oil, then they love you. But I just thought that was ridiculous. Removing books from the library because you don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's a lot of books I don't like, but, First Amendment. I don't like, I don't know, the real Bible I think is kind of corny. I think you should move it to the fiction section. I'm just going to see how many people I can piss off this episode.
More interesting was the librarian's response. And I might be paraphrasing inaccurately, but what I'm thinking is what she said was that, no, we won't ban any books because we have national, local and national guidelines on what curriculum belongs in a library. And that was her response.
That fucking Looney Tune. She must be a Democrat.
She must be a Democrat.
Fucking shave your armpits, you hippie.
Stop drinking your Thai tea. Is it Thai or Kai? Chai?
Chai.
Chai tea.
Chai tea.
I don't know how to pronounce that tea.
Chai tea. Yeah. So that's ridiculous. So, I guess you're voting for Obama?
Oh, yeah.
I like how we have a two-party system because that's really realistic. The two richest guys in the country. And I also like how our quote-unquote democracy is not a democracy. That's fun, too.
Yeah, that's great.
The popular vote doesn't win.
Plutocracy, where the most wealthy corporations own the government. I'm not really a big fan of the Democrats either. They suffer from the same ailment.
Compared to the Republicans, I love the Democrats. But compared to reality, I hate the Democrats.
Yes. Yeah. Out of the park, McKenna.
That was everyone's cue to drink to that. I just, all right, here's the deal. If you don't agree with that, I want to hear a legitimate argument. I don't want to hear a recycled catchphrase, and I don't want to hear a metaphor. That's all I ask. That's really all I ask. Because every time I try and have an actual debate with somebody who thinks the other way, all I hear is spit out catchphrases, and there's just no facts to back it. My uncle, we were talking about the war, and he tried to tell me that we should be over there. And I'm like, well, we shouldn't be over there because it's none of our business. And he goes, well, Saddam's bad. And I was like, well...
how many big dictators are bad? You don't invade them all?
I'm like, well, you may think he's bad, and he may be bad, but so what? And he goes, well, he's bad. And I'm like, but that's none of our business. We shouldn't go over there just because we don't like him. Maybe they think Bush is bad.
Yeah.
And then he goes, but Saddam is bad. And I'm like, that's all you have to say, isn't it? You have no facts, I'm like, how about the fact that we went over there and we claimed all the oil fields first? What do you have to say about that?
Yeah.
You're just like, well, Saddam's a bad guy. I'm like, all right, I'm done here.
Are we going to shoot everybody that's bad, or are we going to shoot Simon Cowell? This is ridiculous.
Yeah. And it's... There's plenty of people who think Bush is bad. So, if we go that way, then people are totally justified to go the other way.
Well, it's interesting. Like if you listen to some of the Iraqi reports, like even though Saddam was a bad motherfucker and gassed his own people, it was back in the 80s, gassed his own people. Like he's a terrible motherfucker. He should be tried for war crimes. But a lot of Iraqis are saying that it's worse off now than it was when Saddam was in charge.
Well, yeah.
So then you have to weigh the balance between how bad a motherfucker's in charge and how stable of a society it is.
Well, he had unruly people, and he laid his fist down, and, shit got done. There wasn't as much crime because they were scared to commit a crime because he would cut your fucking hand off, Maybe if we did that a little bit, we wouldn't have so much crime. You never know. I bet there's a lot of people wouldn't steal if they got their hand cut off.
Right.
So I don't think we have the right to tell anybody. The thing that pisses me off the most is the nuclear weapons. We're allowed to have nukes, but they're not. And we'll bomb the shit out of you if we even think you have the capability of making a nuke. But we're allowed to have 400 million stockpiles of nukes.
Yeah, well, yeah. Especially because the U.S. National Intelligence Estimate said that they had ceased their nuclear weapons program. Mm-hmm. But they're still pursuing nuclear energy, which is what McCain campaigns for. Right.
But we also have enough nukes to blow up the world 20 times. It's like that big brother who just takes the little brother's hand and goes, "Why are you punching yourself? Why are you punching yourself?" It's like, we just do that to other countries, and then
we wonder why they hate us.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go to Europe soon, and I'm gonna tell everyone that I'm Canadian.
Wait until the semiconductor is done making a black hole in the middle of.
Well, yeah, Europe. I'm gonna go see that. I'm gonna throw shit into it. I'm gonna throw Republicans into the black hole.
Oh God.
Did you guys hear about that? The semiconductor they're building. It's for science, but of course people are freaking out, and God forbid we advance beyond where we've been for the last 100 years. So everyone's complaining. But they're building a big collider now. People think it's going to make a black hole that's going to suck up the Earth and put us in a different dimension.
That's a legitimate fear, I think, but not really exactly reality based.
The actual real scientists are saying it may make a black hole, but it'll be an inch big and then close up before, instead of getting bigger, it'll appear and then close again. And that'll be the end of the story. So that's fine.
The way that the collider is shaped, I forget the exact number, but it's miles in diameter. It's a circle. Mm-hmm. So they have to build this enormous machine, miles in diameter in a circle, to actually get these protons to collide with each other. That in itself is a pretty impressive scientific feat, I think.
I think it's pretty awesome, actually. I don't know. I'm all for advancing society and scientific research and shit. Why not spend $9 billion on that instead of $40 billion a year on a war? It's like countries just better.
But Saddam was bad.
That's right.
Saddam was bad.
You're right. You win. Well, it's like Japan. They're not allowed to have an army, and now look, they're 5 years ahead of everyone else in electronics.
Maybe that money's going somewhere more valuable.
It is, obviously. I mean, they invented PlayStation.
We're all better off.
Exactly.
I'm better off.
I'm much better off. They invented stuff. That was a good argument, right? I think that rum is finally kicking in. I'm I got nothing. Is this show over yet? Can we do some real drinking? You can tell I'm very motivated today. I'm just still aggravated from all the...
Oh, you never went into details about what happened this week.
I don't really,
Maybe it's not good for a public show.
I don't think any of the parties involved actually listen to the show, and I don't think any of the listeners care, but it was just stupid shit, so-and-so did this, and blah, 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 and, But it was basically just two over-emotional women getting really over-emotional, and then, I'm sitting there playing a video game, and all of a sudden I'm getting phone calls from two different people, and everyone's upset, and,
I just want to play video games.
Right. It's I was minding my own business, but, now my week's ruined. So, now I'm staying up till 1 a.m. on a work night dealing with this horseshit that is not my fault. So, I don't know. Women just act normal. That's all I ask.
Yeah, it's a price you have to pay for having a girl you like.
Yeah, apparently. I just don't get why you can't just act normal. It's not that, I don't know, it's not that difficult to act normal. I think my computer just froze. I think everything just exploded. Are we online? Are we recording? I think we're recording. I don't know.
We may be.
Maybe. We'll figure it out.
I bet we are. Is this the time? Are we 15 minutes into it?
Yeah, that went really quick,
That's
huh?
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah,
oh, yeah, it's definitely still recording.
Yeah, it's still recording. We're just getting all laggy for some reason.
We're looking at a clock that's going.
I got a Mac, and anytime I install anything that's even remotely PC related, it just makes my Mac run that much worse.
Mm-hmm.
So
I gotta get myself a Mac, man. I'm tired. You know what I'm sick of? Pop-ups and viruses.
Mm-hmm.
One of my best friends is an IT professional for a huge insurance company. He comes to visit me in New York, sits down with my computer, and he still can't solve my my virus problem. Because all the shit that I download.
Yeah, well, that now like I have like my podcast and normal computer, and then I have like my porn computer. It's really what are you doing? This computer's freaking out. I'm gonna just uninstall every Mac related program on here. Because my Mac has only crashed 3 times, and all 3 times I was trying to run a Mac program, PC program.
I know what you mean.
I got Parallels. It runs like Windows within the Mac for like an hour, and then the whole computer crashes. So yeah, I'm sick of that. I'm sick of updates every single day. Like every program you have has to update like once a day. And
you automatically want to say no out of principle, right?
Yeah.
It's like, leave me alone.
I usually do. I usually say no until like Saturday, and before I go out, I'm just like, all right, update all this shit you want to update. And then I'm sick of error messages. I'm sick of all this shit. It's just, I don't know. I didn't think I was going to jump on the Mac bandwagon, but it's just so much easier. A bunch of my friends got it, and I was holding out, and then my fan was dying. And of course, since I got a PC, when the fan dies, there's no replacement because it's an older PC. Mm-hmm. So if I want to get the fan, it's going to be like $200, and like I might as well just
same price, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously a new computer is more than $200, but like if that goes for $200 and then something else goes for another $300, and I'm putting all this money into a computer that's like getting outdated anyway, it's like not even worth it. Then of course I bought the Mac, and the fan somehow works now.
Really?
Yeah, it like about
that's really weird.
About 4 weeks ago, this fan would just go rah, rah, and like start and stop, and like my computer was getting hot, and I'd get all these overheating messages, and then so then I spent a lot of money for a Mac, and now the computer works fine. You asshole! I'm gonna fill you totally up with virus infested porn,
Asian porn.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Did I say that? I thought.
What? Who? So that was my little PC rant. Did you see the new PC commercial? It's got Bill Gates and Seinfeld.
Seinfeld? Yeah, I didn't really get it.
I don't think anybody got it because it didn't make sense.
Well, that's whole Seinfeld's like, that's this whole thing. Like, nothing really makes sense, but it didn't really translate well to a commercial.
Well, here's the thing. For a full year, Mac made the Mac versus PC commercials, which actually had like valid points and attacked the PC. So PC decided, hey, let's retaliate. We're going to have a commercial with Seinfeld. He will work in a shoe shop. Not work in a shoe shop, walk into a shoe shop and take it over. And then Bill Gates will say his new computer's going to be made of cake. And that'll win everyone back. I don't get it.
I think, it's just what we were just talking about is the fact that, Macs are a little more reliable as far as functionality. It's really
and apparently commercials, too.
Yeah.
I need an update on that computer already.
Put Jerry Seinfeld in, it doesn't make the computers work any better,
right? No, it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe they have a patch for that commercial to make it make sense. But
a patch for the commercial. Give me a break.
An add-on or something. I don't know. It just didn't make sense. It's Seinfeld puts a shoe on Bill Gates and then asks if his new computer is going to be delicious. And Bill Gates said, "Yeah, it'll be made of delicious cake." And that's all I really got out of that. I think it's going to be a series of commercials where the awesome plot will continue, and but I have a feeling the end outcome is going to be some stupid product that PC is going to come out with, which is going to be like emulating an already better Mac product.
Do you feel like it's a Seinfeld sellout? I mean, he's a Manhattan staple, you know?
It might be a little bit of a sellout, yeah. He went back to stand-up after a show, and I thought he was doing all right with that. I didn't think he
definitely did all right with that commercial.
Yeah.
Bill Gates want to pay you. I'll walk around in a bunny suit if Bill Gates wants to pay me.
Oh, fuck yeah. I mean, you know, I'm not bashing Seinfeld for making the commercial, because Bill Gates asked me to do anything, you fucking do it, because that guy knows how to write zeros on a check like no other guy. I just, no. I don't know. Have you ever seen Seinfeld stand up?
Yeah, once. He showed up accidentally. Well, not accidentally.
Unannounced?
Unannounced. In a small West Village comedy club.
Was it the Comedy Cellar?
Yeah, I think that's it.
People always show up there.
Really?
I saw Dave Chappelle and Ray Romano unannounced walking in there.
And everybody freaks out.
Yeah. Well, obviously, you're there to see, like, Jim Norton, who, yeah, he's a pretty big comedian, but, like, you know, instead of him, fucking Ray Romano walks out, and you're like, holy fuck, you know? Dave Chappelle did that twice.
No shit. Well, it's interesting because it's sort of like their experimental ground.
Yeah,
they bring out their really they bring out their really funny stuff, but then they experiment with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not 20 minutes of uproarious laughter, but it's still pretty funny.
Yeah, yeah. Dave Chappelle had a guy sitting in the back, and he was taking notes of the audience reaction for all his jokes, which was kind of interesting. But his routine was cool. He like sits down, and it's like he's hanging out with you. He sits down. He grabs his drink. He lights a cigarette, and like he doesn't even say anything for like 2 minutes. It's kind of like he's just chilling. It was pretty interesting.
I would like to have seen that.
And Ray Romano was much dirtier than his sitcom was, so that was cool too.
I can't even picture Ray Romano being dirty.
He was doing jokes about whacking off in the shower and stuff. Yeah, it was pretty funny. So, yeah, if anybody goes into Manhattan, the Comedy Cellar in the West Village is where it's at. The Roast of Bob Saget. Did you see that?
I did see that.
Pretty much half those comedians are at the Comedy Cellar on a regular basis. But
that was some really funny stuff.
Mm-hmm. At first, I got worried because Norm Macdonald is one of my favorite comedians. And he went up there and he was telling these awful jokes. I was like, holy shit, he's bombing. And then I realized he was telling shit on purpose to be funny, for irony purposes. So halfway through his set, I was laughing my ass off because I got what he was doing.
It seemed at first like he was just like making terrible jokes,
mm-hmm.
But then he just gives you this little look, and you're just like, oh, all right.
Yeah, he's doing that for a reason. He was doing it on purpose. He's like, they want to drown you in a well. That's what it says here. They want to drown you in a well. It was awesome.
That's true. Like all the roasts are so like atrocious.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's that old actress? I forget her name. That was on that show.
She was on the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
She was really funny too, but they were all making like dry, cobwebby cunt jokes about her.
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
They usually have B. Arthur for those jokes, and then they throw in some man jokes too. But I guess B. Arthur couldn't make it to that one. It's like they always have like a fat guy and an old lady, just so they can have all those jokes like ready. My main complaint is that they didn't make fun of Dave Coulier enough. There was one Dave Coulier joke the whole time.
I remember seeing that.
He was the quote-unquote funny guy at Full House. He was the least funny guy on that show. And they didn't destroy him nearly enough.
Why didn't the Olsen twins show up? Isn't that obligatory?
You would think it would be, right? I don't know. I don't get, like, why they even roast Bob Saget. They seem to roast these people with no talent. And it's like... I don't know. They originally had the roast in the 70s, and it was an honor. Like, all the comedians would honor, like, a brilliant comedian for his career. And I feel like the last 3 or 4 roasts, they just roast people who are easy to make fun of.
Yeah.
Because, like, the Pamela Anderson roast was hilarious, but she's got no talent. Bob Saget, I went to his live HBO special last year, and I fell asleep.
It wasn't funny at all?
No, I fell asleep. He, it's just like he goes up there and he just curses as much as he possibly can. Just, I guess it's shock value.
Well, that's his whole shtick, right?
Yeah.
He used to be the family-friendly television guy, and now he makes a bunch of raunchy jokes. Really, really raunchy
But,
jokes.
he walked up to the mic and he goes, "Fuck, piss, cunt." And that's his first joke. Just cursing. There's no joke at all. And, he did that, half the time. And, 45 minutes into it, I just couldn't take it anymore, and I passed out. It was
Well, luckily the people at the roast were like, "You have no talent."
Yeah, exactly. Those weren't jokes. Those were actual truths. I just don't... I mean, they should go back to roasting people who deserve it. Jeff Ross, he's fucking awesome. They should roast him.
Funny motherfucker.
I know he's the funniest roaster, but it would be funny to roast him. And fucking Gilbert. He's my favorite. I met him a couple months ago.
Did you really? Where?
Caroline's. Apparently at Caroline's, they do a set and then they meet outside and you can talk to them and shit.
Really?
Because I met Jeff Ross and I met Gilbert Godfrey. 2 different occasions. And, yeah, it was fucking awesome. Gilbert is all quiet and shy when you meet him in real life.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, oh, that was an awesome sight. Thank you very much. It was all squirmy and awkward.
Thank you.
It was funny. But yeah, they go out there and they sign whatever they're panhandling at the time and shit.
Gilbert Godfrey has 2 distinct advantages going for him. He's really hilarious, and on top of that, he has this really ridiculously funny voice.
Yeah, yeah, and the Renee Zellweger eyes, the squinty. My eyes are never open eyes.
Always squinting. What the fuck?
And Renee Zellweger, what the fuck is up with her? Is she hot or is she gross? I don't know. She alternates movies.
I wouldn't say no.
You wouldn't say no? I don't know. I can't tell. It depends what movie you're talking about. If you're talking about that Jerry Maguire movie, yeah. But if you're talking about the movie where she's a whiny cunt,
like Stone Mountain or some shit,
yeah, then it's well, pass. I don't know what she's going for here. Just pick it. Are you gross or are you hot? I don't know. She looked all right in Chicago. And then there was one movie where she got really fat, which obviously wasn't good.
Not good for anybody.
I don't think she's recovered from that movie, actually. I think she's looked gross since that movie.
Really?
I think so, yeah. I'm going to go with that. Yeah, I think she's now officially just perma gross.
You hear that, listeners? Her career is over.
Yeah, you're done. You're
done.
Was she ever really that good? She was in good movies, but was she good? I don't really think so.
She's very squinty. If only she had Gilbert Godfrey's voice.
If she had Gilbert Godfrey's voice, I would be such a fan. A female doing that would be so fucking funny. Doing Chicago in the fucking Gilbert Godfrey's voice. Classic. I'd buy 8 copies of that movie because I'd wear it out.
I don't think a lot of the what is it? Stage to movie translations don't really work that well.
That was the only one I thought worked.
Really?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one.
Very successful.
Yeah. I know.
Did you watch the new Rent? Have you ever seen Rent on Broadway?
No, I've always wanted to. I never have.
Good shit.
I want to see Rent and I wanted to see Avenue Q, and I never got to see either of those.
Wait for the Avenue Q movie, I guess.
Yeah, that was a play with puppets. I think my theory is that anything with puppets is probably awesome.
Yep.
I'm quite the Muppet connoisseur, and they're making a new Dark Crystal.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. Dark Crystal.
Dark Crystal
coming out next year. Dark Crystal 2.
No, whoa! Jim Henson's dead.
Brian Henson, his son.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm totally all about that.
And they're making a full-length Fraggle Rock movie. And they're making a new Muppet movie in the vein of Muppets Take Manhattan. Jason Segel is writing it. The guy from Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Huh.
By the way, he wrote Forgetting Sarah Marshall, which was a good movie, but you don't have to write your penis into the movie 4 times. Once was more than enough, probably too much. 3 or 4 times, stop it. Just don't need to see that. I mean, or if you're seeing that, I'll accept that in exchange for Mila Kunis naked. Who? I think the girl from that 70s show.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, if you're going to exchange for that, that's worth it. I'll sit through Jason Segel's scene for that. But, if you're not going to show her, then I don't want to see you.
I think the Muppets could, in general, benefit from more nudity.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's anything on this planet that couldn't benefit from more nudity, really. When you think about it, I mean, TV, movies, even radio, more nudity, the better.
So you'll be turning your website into a porn site?
Well, it depends. If the ratings stay this low, I may have to boost ratings a little, and maybe I'll do a strip podcast every 20 minutes. I remove an article of clothing. Maybe that'll get some listeners in.
I hope that I'm invited to that one, Jay.
Pants off, dance off. Podcast version.
You've actually watched that show?
Mm-hmm.
That is so ridiculous.
You know who used to host that?
Uh-uh.
Stephanie from Full House.
Are you kidding?
No. Yeah.
Wow, her career's going places.
Well, where do you go from Full House, really? I mean, you could go to the DJ way and just be a Christian fanatic like Kirk Cameron.
Yeah.
Those two should hook up and have unprotected, no birth control babies.
They won't have sex before marriage because that's what's required of them.
All these rules are so fucking stupid.
What does the spaghetti monster say about sex before marriage, or does the spaghetti monster have that opinion?
Let's refer to the 8 I'd Rather You Didn't, because I know it's in there. Gospel of Flying Spaghetti Monster. I believe that you can have sex without marriage. 8 I'd Rather You
count me in.
Yeah, because I mean, why shouldn't you be able to? I'd really rather you didn't indulge in conduct that offends yourself or your willing, consensual partner of legal age and mental maturity. As for anyone who might object, I think the expression "go fuck yourself," unless they find that offensive, in which case they can turn off the TV for once and go for a walk for a change. See, I mean, these are really good things, This is my favorite. I'd really rather you didn't go around telling people I talked to you. You're not that interesting. Get over yourself. And I told you to love your fellow man. Can't you take a hint? This doesn't really say if you're supposed to be married or not, but I'd really rather you didn't do unto others as you would have them do unto you if you're into stuff that uses a lot of leather, lubricant, or Vaseline.
Yeah, what's the problem with leather?
If the other person is into it, however, pursuant to number 4... which is willing, consensual, legal age, and mental maturity. Then have at it, take pictures, and for love of Mike, wear a condom. Honestly, it's a piece of rubber. If I didn't want it to feel good when you did it, I would have added spikes or something. So it looks like you can have sex without being married as long as you protect yourself. And I think you could probably replace condom with the pill.
The pill, yes.
And I don't think the Flying Spaghetti Monster would be that mad.
I'm becoming a big spaghetti monster fan.
I'm an official pastafarian. I've actually recruited 2 or 3 people at work. I brought in the gospel and I'd leave it on my desk, and people would ask about it. And we got a whole row of pastafarians now. I mean, it's a great religion. I mean, how can you go wrong? Communion, spaghetti, and meatballs, and you can drink beer. Actually,
especially with the pirate global warming theory, I figure that's
you're
pretty
actually
much dead on.
You're actually encouraged to act as much like a pirate as you possibly can. The national holiday is Talk Like a Pirate Day, which is actually coming up, I believe, next week. So everyone get ready for that and celebrate. And Pirates and International Totally Pirate Day is September 19th.
September 19th. That's coming up, y'all. Mark your calendars.
Yep, 9 days. It's an actual official holiday, so keep that in mind. Talk like pirate, eat some pasta. I think you'll get into heaven with the beer volcanoes and stripper factories.
Sold.
Yeah, there's really nothing bad about this religion. There's actually a whole chapter in the gospel about recruiting other people into the religion, and
you get money for it.
You don't get money for it, but all money that the founder of the Flying Spaghetti Monster gets goes into the first mobile pirate ship church. So once he gets $1 million, he's going to build that ship, and then that'll be the main church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
You know, that reminds me. I read today that, or it was yesterday, that there's a court in Europe that's taking Scientology to court.
Mm-hmm.
There's a party in Europe that's taking Scientology to court for fraud.
Because it's not real?
That might be part of it.
Really? It sounded like such a realistic idea.
It's so realistic.
You mean to tell me Xenu is not capturing people's souls? And...
Hey, I have Xenu in my heart. Or am I supposed to... Is he the devil? I forget.
Oh, he's like a comic book hero, not real. That's what it is. Xenu is faker than the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Which
don't talk about the Flying Spaghetti Monster like that. I get offended.
That's true. I'm actually very into the Flying Spaghetti Monster religion. My mom is actually very Catholic. He gets very angry when I talk about that. But I think it bears as much authenticity, or what do you call it? Credence?
Sure.
Credence, yeah. I mean, it's just as realistic as any of the other stories.
I like that it has a Wikipedia page.
I like that it has a gospel that you could actually buy and read, because it's one of the greatest things I've ever read. It said originally God being the Flying Spaghetti Monster created Earth with mountains, some trees, and a midget. And the midget was talking shit to the Flying Spaghetti Monster because he was so short and he couldn't reach things. So the Flying Spaghetti Monster sent them to hell. No, he sent them to Antarctica and transformed them into what is now known as penguins. And then he created the dwarf. And the dwarf was actually funny and amused the Flying Spaghetti Monster with his drunkenness and the way he hit on strippers. So he kept the dwarf around. But the midgets are now penguins. Pretty sweet.
I like any religion where the touchstone behavior is whether you hit on strippers.
Right. You know, it's considered a very good thing. The guy's only 25 and he's a millionaire. Rough life, right?
Who is?
The guy who founded Flying Spaghetti Monsterism. Bobby Henderson, 25 years old.
Millionaire.
Millionaire.
For making a fake religion.
From all the people like me who bought his gospel. Yeah.
Hey, if it's funny, it's worth money, right?
It was hilarious. I laughed through the end. It's like 200 pages. And every page is hilarious. So it was worth it. No regrets. Plus, I recruited 3 other people. So, yeah.
Like a pyramid scheme.
Exactly. But we're just about out of time for today. That went pretty quick.
Yeah.
Especially the first 50 minutes. That was pretty nuts, man. So thanks for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
We'll have to do this again sometime. So I would like everyone to go to iTunes and subscribe, and maybe even give us 5 stars and write a little review. That would help. You could always vote for us on Podcast Alley, dig for us on Dig. I don't know what the term is on Dig, but you give the thumbs up and get a dig.
I think Dig works. Dig works.
Join the forums, brinkofsanityshow.com. Join the conversations. Good stuff going on there. And, I don't know, maybe even buy a shirt. BrinkofSanityShow.com. There's a store section. I've gotten very good feedback about the shirts. People seem to like them. So check those out. And we'll be back next week with, I believe, Matt. Matt will be here next week. So, and then the week after, we may have Mark. Matt and Mark coming up. Mark's a new guy. You don't know him yet, but you will. So thanks again. And thanks again for coming.
Word.
Later.